What's going on, everybody? What's going on? It is Thursday, and I just got off of work. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I worked. I will tell you one thing, especially all of this craziness that's going on with this coronavirus. This is not the time to be slacking on the job. They got their money's worth out of me today and yesterday. And I rocked out, so God is good. I got off the phone with my grandmother earlier, and she was telling me about the certain number count they're talking about in Italy. And it's just, I'm like, Lord, please, Father, let this virus go away. And then, I was listening to what the presidents they're trying to do is a stimulant package where they're giving everyone, I think, like, they didn't say the number yet, but they're thinking like maybe $1,000 to help those that are in need of it because of job layoffs. And so this is a really crazy time that we're living in right now. When I go home, because I did not make my garlic juice this morning, but when I go home, I'm going to make me a dose of that. I'm going to make me a dose of that and get my stuff ready for the next day. My dad called me early this morning. I could see it. He sounds so worried. He's like, Mona, make sure. I'm like, Dad, I'm gonna make sure I'm good. But my grandmother was telling me too. What is that noise? Hold on, you guys. I got all types of things in this car that's rattling. So my grandmother was telling me, oh, it's just so much. Even at the job, everybody's on edge. Don't want to touch anything. You holding on to hand sanitizer and wipes, and it's just crazy. But I think that the sector that I work in right now has not been affected because we still meeting deadlines and goals. So that's a great thing. And I've been asking God for favor in that aspect, and I'm hoping that we will continue on, pushing forward and moving forward. And I'm just, like, Lord, I'm just going to trust you in this hour and in this time. So I've been online trying to look up, people dreams. If anyone, found anything new out, what is the Lord talking about this? But I do know that, y'all know, I went out and got my garlic, ginger, and okra. And I feel like in the morning, I'm going to make sure I work out. But it's just one of those things where I'm trying not to look too much into the news because I just don't feel like worrying. You know what I mean? I just don't feel like, you got to prepare. I spoke to my grandmother. She said she went to the Walmart and there was no canned goods. I'm like, really? She's like, yes, there was no canned goods. I was just like, oh, okay. It's a good thing that I stacked up as much as I could. We're doing good. And tomorrow I'm just going to grab a little here, a little there. I saw a video where one guy was basically saying, and he was absolutely right, like, not to be hoarding because you may have the money to go and get all these things, but a person who has to wait for their check to come in, and then when they go and they don't have it because you ordered everything. So just being reasonable with your rations. And I was like, you know what, that's the right thing to do. I'm just going to trust in the Lord and lean not to my own understanding and pray that this thing would just go away. It doesn't help either that, you know, in the past they had gone it. I pray I ain't get no digging. It doesn't help that, you know, in the past, not in the past, they got all of these daggone zombie movies and things out that as soon as you hear something from the media, everybody's just going crazy. The doctors even talking about they don't have enough kits to test people. I'm like, you might as well just, it's airborne. Figure out a way to boost up your daggone immune systems. I mean, how many kits you going to need to see that this thing is spreading like wildfire? We saw what China went through, and then the crazy part about it is talking smack to China, and guess who you got to get the kits from? China. Daggone it. America, we have to stand on our own 2 feet and not be dependent on somebody else. We have to make sure that we got jobs here, that money is flowing really good here, and that we're not looking for no outside source to make anything for us. We had people who was willing to come into this country and jumpstart it, but because of everybody prejudice mess going on, you know, now we realize some big stuff. And I'm gonna tell you something too, and this is just me talking, but the left and the right, you did all that bickering and you didn't even see this huge storm coming, and now it's here. All that Pelosi ripping up paperwork and Donald Trump talking this and talking that and the media being disrespectful, and it was just crazy. Now look at where we at. And I'm still not, I don't know. I'm like, you know, this is like a setup on a setup on a setup. Maybe this is the perfect storm for somebody who wanted the storm. But I mean, really, I was just looking forward to my summertime, having a good old time. And I'm still planning to sip some lemonade under the tree and relax. But now it's like all hands on deck. If you feel like, well, I'm going to beat it, but then you got to worry about your parents, then you got to worry about your great-grand, you know, you got to worry about your nieces and your nephews, you know, it's just, you got to worry about the people at your job. I don't know, it's just like, you know, daggone it, like, she got some evil people in this world. Evil. You just want to start something. You just want to conjure up something. You just got to come up with some type of thing to disrupt the human race. But you know what? God before us, can't nobody be against us. At the end, we win. God has the last say so. So what you meant to ditch, you did, you gonna fall right into it. These mad scientists that want to create all of these type of diseases and things, that's okay, because you're gonna fall right into it. But this is a wake-up call for those people who don't know Jesus. This is the time right now to know the Lord. This is the time to give your life over to Christ, because we saw the storm. We saw it when it was over China's head, and now China is claiming like, oh, got it under control, we good to go, and then they're like, y'all the ones who sent it to us, and Donald Trump was like, no, it came from you. But we can't trust too much of what they say, because they taking their doctors out. They're not really, I don't know if they're really giving the true report of how many folks got it, or if they really do have it under control. But let me tell you about China. China built a freaking hospital in 10 days. We knew it was going to be out of hand. We brought those people back over on our soil, knowing that they were affected. Now, yes, they're American citizens. Yeah. You should have put them in a daggone boat and set them out in the middle of the water and have doctors over there to tend to them. Now it's spreading like wildfire. But like I said before, it's airborne. It's airborne. Talking about it's on surfaces, it can stay there for a matter of days, and what you need to do is just boost your immune system up, and you better pray. You better pray and ask God for the answers. I'm like, this is not the good. You know what? I gotta trust the Lord. This is not the time to start acting crazy and going through. Where am I at? And going through it. Also, too, my grandmother was explaining to me, the kids are out of school because there is no school. So the parents are like, how can I go to work if I don't have a sitter? See, this is where the family comes into play. But what happened to the family? Majority of the families out here are broken. Can I talk? Majority of them are broken. So when you got a single family, when you got a single parent that's taking care of kids, and they're the ones who's sitting up there providing, and they don't have a sitter, they don't have a sitter at all, and everybody else like, I'm sorry, I can't watch your kids because they looking at their food rations and some more stuff. See, if it was two of y'all up in there, one of you will be like, we're gonna tag team this. I stay home with the kids, you go out and do what you gotta do. See, this is a wake-up call. It's not just a wake-up call because you thought like, oh, it's never going to hit the United States. We're too privileged over here. And all the evils that been going on around here, everybody sitting up here going against the Lord's commandments and things. We think we so high and mighty that we didn't see our own brothers and sisters suffering overseas. Now it's time to start humbling and start calling on the Lord. Get down on them knees. Start really looking at it. I'm going to tell you something. When we come out of this, and Lord, I pray we come out of this. I bet you America going to restructure the way they do things. You want to send things overseas, and then we're like, well, we don't have any. Who can we get it from? We could have had it right in our backyard. But people wanted to be too selfish. They wanted to tax the daggone man who was providing the daggone job, so he decided to go ahead and just give it overseas. Your farmers and things like that, the ones who grow the natural stuff that can help you really boost your immune system, you wanted to tax them. You wanted to put a patent on seed and stuff. Now you're just like, what do we do? You wanted to split the families up so daggone much. You created all of these institutions to make sure that it went down. Now who's going to watch the kids? People don't know how to we need to go get bread and stuff. People don't know how to make bread like they used to know how to make bread. Drop a couple of seeds in the garden, and by the time you got you some salad. This is a wake-up call. This is a wake-up call. In New York, them numbers going double, triple, quadruple. It's going to get crazy. And now they really talking about, they really about to put a lock on what state you go to get away from the craziness. God, help us, Father. Please stop this now. It ain't even like you, oh yeah, I got a job. So now you sitting up here, you working to make sure It's not funny, but you working to make sure that the job does do good, so you can have a job. You making sure that you meet them numbers, so you can have a job to be able to provide for your family. You're asking yourself, is this important right now? I can do without, but right now I got to make sure I get where I got to go, so my family can eat. But don't ever think like, oh, that happened to them, that's never going to happen to us. I'm going to tell y'all right now, on a Thursday, when I tell you I got off of work, what time did I get off of work? I got off of work at 6 o'clock. I am like literally 10 minutes, about 10 minutes away from my house. When I tell you traffic was so light today, it's just extremely light because nobody's out here. Very light today. I'm just asking God to just give me wisdom in a time like this. Show me what to do. Like, I'm just praying that He would just give us wisdom and lead us. Show me what to do. Because it can get scary. It can get, people are being laid off now. And they sitting up there talking about, we're going to give everybody $1,000 a pop. I don't mean no harm. But didn't y'all just aren't y'all getting like $1 trillion back here? And since you buying all of these securities, the backed securities for these mortgage payments, then you need to make sure what we're going to do for y'all is we're going to put a halt on these mortgage payments, because we know it's our fault. Y'all didn't think that all the way through. Instead, y'all was sitting there arguing the whole daggone time, and we had this huge thing that was coming our way. And yes, they're talking about the elders, older folks, and people that have like vulnerable immune systems and things like that. They're having a hard time and struggling with this thing. Well, I got news for you. Just about all of y'all up in there, especially in office, look like y'all over 50. But I don't believe it came from a monkey. I'm sorry, not a monkey. That's what you said about AIDS. I don't believe it came from a bat. And China, y'all should know not to be eating these type of daggone things for people to be blaming it on you. All I can say is, y'all, just pray. Just keep on praying. Just keep on praying. See, we the generation where we ain't never went through nothing. We read through the text of what everybody else went through, but us go through anything like this? Oh no, we the generation where we heard it was like that, but we're reaping the benefits of freedom, good health, good structures, good homes, fly cars, cell phones. We the generation where when we want things, we'll order it, and by the afternoon it will be on the doorstep. We want it fast. We don't think that anything like this could ever happen to us. Your superstars like to sing songs, "We live forever." But it can happen to us. be smart in a time like this. That's all. Just be wise. In a time like this, that's it. And fret not yourself, for the Lord thy God is with thee. I don't want to look out my window and see some crazy things. Now, I saw one dream where God was shown that it wasn't going to be as bad, and I'm praying that it's not. But the way that they're showing this thing, like, it's just that bad. I think this is the time right now where families really need to pull together. You know, when you had the grandmothers and the aunts in them that knew how to wash their hands and bring out the rags and start, you know, bringing that fever down, and you know what I mean? Like, this is going to be the time where family has to literally pull together. If you turn your back on your family, you need to head on back like, what can I do? This is not the time for cowards. This is not the time. I don't see how anyone can walk away from your wife, walk away from your husband, walk away from your children. I look at my daughter and I'm like, I'm going out there, man, because I got to make sure that she's good. And I thank God for my grandmother, my mother, my father. And they give me a lot of wisdom, especially my grandmother. She'd just be like, what you got to do is this. And don't even worry if you don't have that. You can do this too. And what you can do is you tell people if you got some flour. I'm like, she's taking it back in the day. She said this before we had bread. We the generation that we don't even know how to do it. I bet you're gonna learn now, or at least try, because I know I am. I want to learn now. At the time, I know that right now you look around and you're just like, you know what, but the Lord said them arrows not going to touch me. 10,000, 1,000 can be at this side, 10,000 at this side, but it ain't going to touch me. So we got to just be wise. We got to like open our ears so we can hear the Lord. Very like prayed all the way up. But I guarantee you, and y'all know I've been talking about the family for a minute. I guarantee you, if families were together, it wouldn't have been a biggie that the kids at home. It wouldn't have been a big deal. But that's what happens when it's not that way. whatever you're going to do today, just please make sure you pray. Just pray for protection, and that God will stop this famine. That people will be cured, that it will have a cure out there. Like, people will not die because of this famine. I mean, the enemy don't even want folks to get together and have a good time. Like, this is the reality now. And God forbid, when your stash start getting real low, I'm trying to tell you, this is a learning experience. And it's a learning experience for everybody. Democrats and Republicans is ripping each other's heads off. Nobody was paying attention to this when a lot of folks on YouTube was trying to tell us we need to pay attention. Y'all ripping each other's heads off. And I'm going to tell you something. I said this in my last videos. You've been charging all of them medical students $1 million in debt trying to become a doctor. This right here is the time for all of those students that wanted to step up. All that debt that they owe, tell them to help out and wipe it clean. Stop creating institutions when we could already have something out there, cure for cancer and all types of other stuff, if y'all wasn't so busy being selfish. This is a wake-up call. I'm gonna tell you right now, and I'm going to be. I thank God for my mother. I thank God for my mother. I thank God for my mother, my grandmother too. Why, Mona? Because when I'm at work, my baby is with her grandparent. But I can imagine, I used to be there asking for babysitters, and what am I going to do? I'm trying to go in the workplace. I have no one to watch. And I'm going to tell you what my mother did. She went ahead and went into retirement to say, I got you, Mona. Nothing but a blessing. She didn't have to do that, but she did that. Anyway, y'all, this is not supposed to be. This is basically, pick up your cross, walk forward. We know God is in control. Yes, we're seeing what's going on here, but remember that God is in control. Continue on praying for your family, interceding for your family, praying and asking God to stop this famine. Because what we saw on TV overseas, we're not ready to see that here. But the reality is going to hit, because out of all places, they've been sinning over there, but the United States have been sinning like crazy too. And if the hammer of God comes down, you remember all of the crazy things that people thought that we were going to get away with. Killing our abortions, killing, murdering, stealing, fornicating, adultery, all of that. You just remember. So, but I know one thing, that when Abraham asked God, like, if it was 10 good people, would you destroy it? And God was like, it's not, but It's not 10 good people, but no, I wouldn't destroy it. So there's still the body of Christ here. And I'm praying that God will have mercy on all of us. So anyway, y'all, let me get on out of here. I'm praying for you and your family. I'm praying that God will stop this this coronavirus in its tracks, because God is in control. Y'all make sure y'all go out there, get your 3 ingredients, and just be safe out there, and just know that God got us. You have a blessed night.